Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a Miranda Community Helpers podcast. I am here with...
I'm Anthony.
And this is...
Juan Ortega.
And today we are going to be talking about a few topics. We've already introduced ourselves, and I have some questions for him because he has a really good career and he's a very smart person. So how was your life growing up, Anthony?
Well, I grew up about an hour and a half southwest of here in a little town called Sterling. If you don't know where it is, you're probably close to it. It's a very small town. There's probably, I don't even think we had 1,000 people in our town. There was not a single stop sign on the main street if you drove right through. Anyway, I grew up on a little farm just outside of town, very quiet. Basically my day was go to school. Before I go to school, I wake up, feed the animals, feed myself, get ready for school, go to school, come home, feed the animals.
So you homework. Really did have like a farm routine going on.
Very much. There was not a lot of going over to friends' houses and things of that sort. That was few and far between.
Yeah. Were people close by?
There were a few. I think my closest friends lived about 3 or 4 miles away. Which, is not bad, but...
Was there like a school nearby or no?
Well, there was. I mean, it was about 4 miles away, and but it was a really, really small school. I don't even think we had 400 students, K through 12. It was very small.
So did the bus pick you guys up, or did you walk or drive or ride a horse?
I actually asked them one time if I could ride my horse, and they said no because.
Why?
But no, the bus would pick us up until I turned 16, and then I started driving myself and my little brother. So.
Okay.
But.
So what is your current career now?
I'm actually...
And the position that you have, sorry.
Okay. Well, I'm currently in the military. I've been in the military, July of 22 was my 19th year. So...
so you've served 19 years in the military.
Very much.
Ooh,
so,
okay.
It doesn't feel like it. It's actually gone by pretty quickly. But some of it has been, for the most part, it's been a very good career. Some stressful, some undesirable, but it's been good enough where I've been wanting to.
So what made you join the military? Made you make the choice to serve the country?
This may sound a little cheesy, but honestly, on September 11th, when I saw the planes crash into the World Trade Center, it made me mad, and so I wanted to do my part to.
You wanted to help out.
I wanted to join. I wanted to serve. I wanted to make right what was wrong.
That's good.
You've done a very good job of setting up all this content creation and everything. How did you decide you wanted to get into content creation?
Since I was little, I always recorded videos of myself. I always wanted to be a YouTuber. And since I was young, I always knew how to edit videos and how to edit advertisements and promote my own stuff. And I think as I got older, it kind of just stuck in my brain, and it was something that I constantly thought about. So I had to take it to another level and pursue it. And I'm going to pursue it. And I think I can really make a career out of this.
Was there somebody that introduced you on how to do it? Like, did you see someone else doing it and you said, hey, I'd like to do that?
I would always see YouTubers a long time ago, how they would edit their videos, and like they would always do cool stuff like, I'm going to go eat at this restaurant. And it would just be anything. It would interest me. And I want to do the same thing. I want to go do my makeup, show girls this makeup that I'm using, or show people this new restaurant down the street and do vlogs, all that type of stuff, everything. And spread positivity, yeah.
Okay. Community connections and community ties.
Yes, I love making people smile, and I like the fact that people enjoy what I do and they like what I do. That makes me happy too.
Very cool. So this is obviously my first time meeting you guys.
Yeah.
How did Juan? How did y'all meet? Tell me about that.
This is so you've heard of Snapchat? Have you heard of Snapchat?
I have Snapchat, believe it or not.
So I had downloaded Snapchat one day, and I just added random people, because I just like to add people, and I found this pretty lady, and I just had to be like, dang, you're beautiful. And we We just started going from there, and then someday we asked her on a date. I was like, "Hey, you want to go on a date someday?" And she was like, "Sure." And we went on a date. It went good. She introduced me to her dad. Her dad loved me, which is good. I made all her family love me. That was my goal, to like not disrespect none of her family, you know.
Definitely.
Yep. That's about it.
I don't know if you guys know what the definition of a simp is, but you should search it up.
Yep.
That's him right there. Yeah, and are you married?
I am. I've been married 19 years. I've got one daughter. I have a lot of other kids. They felt a strong connection to me, and they kind of unofficially adopted me as like an uncle or a second dad or whatever.
I have a love for kids.
I really do. I really do. And I've got one granddaughter. She's 2 years old, and she's cute as can be.
Well, I'm thinking, since you like kids a lot, have you ever thought about being a teacher ever?
I did at one point, and then my career obviously took me in another direction. I wanted to teach. I wanted to teach history in
that would be
high
a good
school and in
topic,
college.
since like you know about the 9/11 and stuff.
I have a lot of room to learn, obviously, but I'm very interested in history because I believe our history is what shapes where we are.
Yep, it really does.
And it's what by learning from it, you either decide if you're going to continue on that same path or if you're going to change your course. So history is very important to me.
I think history is very important too, because you can learn about the Constitution. Everyone who signed it, that's a really cool thing to
Definitely.
talk about. If you didn't join the military, what do you think you'd be now, or what do you think you'd be doing now?
I don't know, honestly. When I went to college, my first 2 semesters were in vocal performance.
So like choir?
Choir and
I did choir also, but
very
not
cool.
anymore.
I was actually on a scholarship. You wouldn't think this listening to me, but I was actually on a scholarship for German and Italian opera for my first 2 semesters.
Y'all hearing this?
So
opera.
It's been a while since I've done any of that, but I'm fascinated by it. I love music. I do sing at my church choir.
I love music also.
It just kind of it gives your soul a way to exhale, so to speak. It lets your spirit breathe, I think. So I like how that.
Yeah, every time I listen to music, I'm always in my own little world, putting my AirPods in. I'm just like, oh, music.
Oh,
great.
definitely.
So we should move on to the next topic. So any teens or kids watching this video, if you're still in school, you should really stay in school, because it's good to graduate from high school. You can get a good job. Also, my boyfriend can tell you a little bit about his school. It's a career school.
I'm currently in Francis Tuttle. It helped me a lot. I had actually graduated early from my high school, and they let me come to this school. It's kind of confusing, but you can choose what career you want to take in my school. It's pretty fun. So you can do like cosmetology, you can do automotive, you can do welding for free. I don't know why people don't take advantage of this. Shout out to Francis Tuttle, by the way. They helped me a lot. It's free. They even pay for your gas. So yeah, I recommend going to Francis Tuttle, staying in school, getting a good career for a good job, helping out your family, all that good stuff.
Right now, I'm doing online school, Ingenuity, but I think me doing Ingenuity is like good for me because I do my content creating and I like staying at home. And I feel like if I was going to school, I would not have enough time to be doing what I'm doing right now. So I'm so grateful to be doing online school. I'm not saying everyone should do online school because it's not better than actual school. But if you are in school, try not to get detention every day and stop being bad in class. Listen to the teacher. I know it's such a headache, but it's better to just listen instead of complaining and stuff. So what do you think about kids staying in school, staying out of trouble? What are things that they can do to stay out of trouble?
I think one of the best things they can do, that we can all do, it doesn't just apply to school, but I think admitting to yourself that you do not know everything is the first step. Learning to respect those that are teaching you, that are in authority over you. They are not there to make your lives harder. They are there to help you shape and mature and be ready for when you become an adult. Having been in the military this long, it takes a lot of discipline to go very far in your career, no matter what it is, but particularly in the military. I see people get in trouble all the time because they think, the either the rules don't apply to them or they already know what to do, and they don't. Just be humble enough to admit that you do not know everything, and that these adults and these teachers and other authority figures, they are not there to make your lives harder. They are there to mold you. They are preparing you for life, because life does not stop once you get out of school. It only gets more challenging. It's a new chapter in life, and each chapter has its own challenges. So I promise you do want to take advantage of it and learn all you can and not be in trouble and learn.
And if you listened in all those years while you were in school, life may even just be a little easier for you if you actually listened and paid attention to what they were saying. Because there's a lot of kids nowadays that are like, oh, I don't have to listen to my teacher because they're not my parents. But it's not even like that. They're trying to help you just as much as your parents are. They're trying to teach you just as much as your parents are. They're even teaching you things that not even your parents would be able to teach you. Teaching you like math and English and stuff like that. Yeah, I couldn't have explained that any better. Everything he just said, everyone pay attention, clip it, and keep it in your photos so you can listen to it when you get older. And you're like, dang, I should listen to that one guy in that podcast. So my question is, what are some of the obstacles and effects of being in the military?
Well, are you talking like as far as for in family life or
anything really? Anything that really changed you and made a change, an obvious change for you?
Okay. Well, one thing you have to realize is that when you go into the military, you are, yes, it's your career, but at the same time, you join with the attitude of,
serving the country.
I am a servant.
Yes.
I am serving everyone that I come into contact with, whether I agree with them as far as their politics, their religion, their social, whatever. I'm here for all. I'm here for the U.S. to make, do my small part to make life better. But that also falls into family life too, and it's hard to keep in mind at times, because when your career is, when you're so involved with your career, sometimes you can forget. So one of the things I would encourage people to do if you are considering the military is make sure that you are looking out for your career, but also make sure that you are taking time to be there for your family as well, because you're going to deploy overseas at times. You're going to fly around the country or drive around
for a long time.
You can be. The longest I was ever gone was 7 months at one time, but I've done the little short things where you're only gone for 2 or 3 days now. So it's important to communicate with your family, with your spouse, with your kids. Explain to them, hey, I have to do this for my job, but I'm coming back. I'm still here for you. Being available, even if you're not there in person. Take that phone call when you can.
You don't want them to feel like you don't love them or anything.
Right. I mean, my daughter has and my wife, they've always been very supportive of my military career, and they've understood that that there is a bit of sacrifice, but I'm at the end of the day, I am there for them, and the military has come a long way also for anyone considering it. This is not a recruiting, by the way, but it's just a matter of they have made significant strides in order to improve family life, so that they want to promote as good of an environment for you and your family to so that you are, if your home life is good, then that will make you more capable to do your job. So, does that make sense?
And how has it impacted you as a person?
It's gotten me to one, appreciate my time at home a lot more. It's gotten it forced me, because as you can probably tell, I do try, but I'm not the greatest communicator. But I have learned different ways to communicate with my wife while I was gone, so we can communicate better when I am home, so that distance doesn't put so much of a strain on us. Whenever I am gone.
What skills did you learn during the military?
I learned a lot of discipline. I learned how to clean really well, really well. But as far as the job careers themselves, I learned a lot about small arms weaponry, ordnance, things of that sort. I thought those were going to be the cool jobs to have. I thought I was going to stick with it my entire time. And then life took me in a different direction, and now I'm in personnel. So now I'm into record keeping, being supportive of my leadership and of my units of my squadron, and taking care of them that way. So looking out for my own career, but also helping them and encouraging them to look out for helping them with theirs as well. So it's really neat. One thing that I really enjoy doing is I'm involved with promotions right now. I'm the one that makes sure everyone is eligible to promote that applies for it, and it's really neat whenever you see someone with that new rank. When they get promoted and you see that on their uniform, and you know that you played a small part in doing that and you helped them get there.
That's right.
So it's all about serving others. So it's very, very rewarding, very fulfilling, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
That's neat. Well, what do you do on your free time? Like, let's talk about you and your free time. What do you do?
I enjoy. I enjoy staying at home, to be honest with you. But my activities that I enjoy, I like working out. I like spending time with my dog. I have a Great Dane. Total brat, but total brat,
dogs.
spoiled rotten. But she's my baby. I like to spend time with my wife, my daughter, my granddaughter. I love playing with them. I like to read. I play the piano. Not professionally, but enough, I can play for church, things of that sort. I actually play 3 instruments, but again, none professionally, but I can play for church if need be.
I understand.
So, and that one's actually been a lot of fun, because I was able to, when I was in high school, I would go to some nursing homes or retirement homes around Christmas time, and I would, with a couple of friends of mine and my brother, and we would put on little small Christmas concerts for people that either that stayed there, that they couldn't get out, or they had no family coming in, whatever. So that way they would hopefully we made it a little bit more enjoyable for them. So it was a lot of fun there. So that gave me something to do for myself, but also something that I could do for other people. So fitness, reading, music. I do like to go to the gun range sometimes when I have the chance. I like to go hunting, and
that's nice.
So it's a lot of fun.
That's cool. You're a good man. That's crazy how you can just have a long story. Are you going to tell any stories to your grandkids or anything like that?
If they want to hear them. She's 2. She's more interested in me throwing her up in the air right now. So, and playing with her and her stuffed animals. So, but I love doing it. So,
what was your craziest story in the military?
Craziest story. I didn't really have a lot of crazy stories. I mean, I've been to 14 countries, but but that's not really crazy. I mean, that's
pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy.
I mean, maybe to some, but I don't know if I would call it crazy or not. But yeah, I've seen a lot of countries, and that's one of the things I enjoy doing is I like seeing different cultures of the world, seeing how we're similar, how we're different, finding those common grounds, and then seeing those things and learning different one of the things that I found interesting was like things that might seem good manners over here that may be bad manners over there, or vice versa, things that they consider polite that we might consider rude or something like that. I enjoy things just to kind of learn the culture. It's a lot of fun. So
I've never been out of the country, but since you've been to 14 countries, which is the one that stood out to you the most?
The ones that I enjoyed probably more than any other, I enjoyed Sicily quite a bit. The only challenge I had there, I could not find anyone that spoke English, so I felt like I was being really rude or whatever, but I was not trying to be. I was just. So it was the language barrier was a problem, but they were still friendly. I enjoyed going to Peru. They were really friendly down there. I was in Mexico one time. I was down in Tijuana for a little bit, and that was a lot of friendly people, good food.
Good food.
Good
that
food.
Is correct.
Yes, thank you, Jesus.
What about their culture stands out to you the most? Because obviously they're very different from us. Like you said, they have different things in their country that might not apply to us like it does over there. But
one of the things I found interesting, and I don't know if this is more Italian or more Sicilian, but one thing that I learned is you heard it said that everything you put on your plate, you eat.
yes.
That's actually considered impolite in Sicily, or in parts in the Italian culture. Let me say that, because a lot of times their meals are 4, 5, 6 courses, and by leaving just a little bit on your plate, that's you showing them, hey, I saved room for the next course.
So you should eat it all?
Well, no, like leave just a little something. Like you can try just a little bit of everything, but leave something on your plate. You're basically telling, it's an outward sign that you left room for the next course, because they went through the trouble to make it. So therefore, you're leaving room to eat the next course.
Dang, that's crazy. I've never heard of that before, that you have to leave
It's
food on
considered
your plate.
polite.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't go to Germany, but I worked with a girl who was born there, and she said one of the things that was considered, impolite over there is to wear your shoes inside the house. You're supposed to take your shoes off, and you put on house shoes when you go in. And she said, even if you leave you take your shoes off, but don't put on house shoes, they'll look at you funny. Like, no, you're supposed to put on house shoes.
Oh, so you have to wear house shoes in the house and then like regular shoes to go out.
That's my understanding. I may be wrong on that. Forgive me if I'm wrong. That was my understanding. I've never been there, so I can't verify yay or nay, but that's what I was told, and that's the way I understood it. So it's really neat to see where we're alike, and it's really neat to see how we differ.
Yeah,
So.
I know. I want to learn and travel more and learn about other countries, because I haven't really got the chance to travel like that. But I know soon I will, and I will use some of his information when I go out there. I am so excited.
Any advice you got for us?
Learn all you can.
Us teens.
For the, I would say, one of the best pieces of advice that I got from a friend of mine who's now a chief in the Navy, his name is Jonathan. I would say he advised me when I asked him what's the best piece of advice. He said, educate yourself and educate others. Don't assume that someone is going to come along and teach you everything. Because some of them won't. You may be taught wrong. Just make sure, educate yourself, educate others. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to Don't be afraid to do what is necessary. Nothing worth doing is easy. It will take time. It will take effort. It will take education. There is a price for anything that is worth doing and worth having. So, learn all you can. Be humble. Understand that no matter how much you learn, there's always something else to learn.
That was good. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the Miranda Community Helpers channel. I will put all of the social medias on the screen so you can go ahead and add us and follow us. And if you would like to contact us, I'll put the numbers on the screen also. And this is
Anthony Darlymple.
And I will put his Facebook on the screen, all his social medias. Bye.